It's going down. Hello and welcome back to the Metamystic Show. It's Missy Gordon, the Metamystic here. This reading is for Taurus and it's timeless. Seven of Cups coming out. Something's going down. I'm seeing somebody going past some sort of an alarm system and all the cameras are on them and the alarms are going off and the lights are flashing. So even if you're not a Taurus sun, moon, or rising, still feel free to watch or listen to today's episode, as we all have one of our 12 houses in Taurus. I do happen to have a moon in Taurus, but as an example, let's see. Let's look at my houses. I put my chart together for you guys so I could show it as an example because we're going to be doing zodiac readings for like the next month. So even if you're not a Taurus sun, moon, or rising, see, I'm a Virgo rising, right? So let's find Taurus and you can get your chart. I got mine on Astro Cafe, but as long as you have your birth time and location, you can get all of your info. So I have Taurus in the 9th house. Let's get 3 cards and see. I just saw the 6 of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. Somebody could have taken like a bribe, but I'm seeing it as a dare, guys. It's so weird. I'm seeing it as like a bunch of dumb kids. It's like a get off my lawn situation. You pesky kids, get off my lawn. Like I'm seeing an old lady. Not saying you're old, Taurus. You're wise. And it's not about age. This is just the analogy. I'm seeing an older woman coming out on her lawn as all of these alarms are going off and all of the like young boys are running away and there's like the one boy left just standing there shaking because they think you're like an old witch or something that can like curse and hex them for generations. Maybe you are. 1, 2, and 3. And what's interesting is I feel like this person, they're not a 13-year-old boy. They're like a full-grown person. But they had all these goons with them that like dared them to go on the old like hedge witch's property that like no one dares to go. I love that this is coming out on Taurus. Okay. The world. I'm seeing it as pranks, right? But with the 2 of Swords, which I often see as initiations with the blindfold here. See, I don't think it's you that we're going through these initiations. I feel like this is sort of a hazing thing for this other person that came on your property, this dare. I'm seeing them, they're trying to like plant something on your property. And I don't know what it is. I'm seeing some sort of, I think it might be a bag of fecal matter. So it's something, and that's an analogy for this person. They needed to do something in order to pass some sort of initiation in their dumb little group that they're in. But compared to you, they're like 13 years old and you're like 83. So you're like 70 years older than them, spiritually speaking. I would actually take this as a compliment, Taurus. I know it sounds dark, but I would take the fact that they used you as a target to help them go up in ranking in their little cult or whatever they're a part of here. For some of you, it's, it's literally just a group of people and these are their flying monkeys and there's like a main narcissist or, there's a main narcissist and they sent a flying monkey in to harass you, to try to get your attention. But for some here, I feel like this is totally spiritual because I'm seeing you as this old witch with like white flowing hair. And you're waking up with your like night mask on and your cap and your long gown and everything, and you're like waking up and coming out and looking around your property. I feel like this is your aura. I feel like you've been doing a lot of cleansing recently, Taurus, or this is the advice. Let's just bring out some materials. Because I'm a Taurus moon and I have been clearing, honey. I have been clearing. It's like a clearance sale up in here, if you know what I mean. Everything must go, okay? Where's my feather boa? I don't know. I would take it as a compliment. I really would. But let's look at it, because it's really not funny, because it's going down is the channeled message that I got, and I feel like for some of you, you're about to be unmasked and see that this nuisance that had been harassing you, you're gonna look at it like, oh, those are just a bunch of dumb kids. Like, what am I gonna do? Scold these kids? What am I gonna do? It's almost like it changes your tune, Taurus. Maybe you were taking something super seriously, and Spirit is saying it's good that you did, because, if you have an infestation in your house of rodents or flies, you need to get an exterminator to get those out. You can't just leave it there. So Spirit is saying it's good that you've been clearing your aura, or that's the advice. But it's going to, I'm feeling my heart softening and just being like, oh, these are just a bunch of kids. It's almost like you're looking in the mirror, Taurus. Maybe you've been at this for a long time and you're kind of just like realizing the power you actually hold. Because I'm seeing another note on your power and on this situation. First of all, I'm seeing it as, I'm seeing like news around your house. Like, I'm seeing all of these like local news pulling up to your house, asking you questions, putting the microphone. So Taurus, blah, 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 blah. What made you this and what made you that? And how did you know? And how did you identify these people? And blah, blah, blah. And you're just kind of standing there almost like stunned a little bit. Because I don't feel like you go on camera a lot. You're more private. So weirdly, it's actually it's drawing attention far and wide to you, Taurus. And people are recognizing how like powerful and influential you are and who you are and what you're about. And this could even be gaining recognition on like your life's work. And you could be like 20 years old. You're just an old soul. My right ear is ringing. But see yourself that way. You are an old soul. You're very, very wise. And I feel like the wisest a lot of the time are the people that kind of stay to themselves because they understand the weight of their calling. So they kind of keep things simple. They keep things private. They keep things sacred. But there's something about this situation that's drawing attention to those things that you just so naturally carry, Taurus. But the second thing I was going to say is I'm actually seeing people coming to your home wanting like personal, like private services from you and stuff. Like I'm seeing you as this healer. I'm seeing you using like herbs and it's like shamanism. I'm seeing you as this shaman, even if you don't identify as that, Taurus. There's something ancient. There's something ancient here with the world. This is like the dragons, where the dragons fly, right? With the world. This is like where the creatures play. It's almost like people want to come and see it for themselves. And it's not just seeing you as some sort of a spectacle. It's like something silly is drawing attention to you in a way that it's like you're opening up a practice, Taurus. Like it's coming through as people lining up at your door from all over the world. Like people have traveled to come see you. Some people didn't know where you live and they like figured out where you live. And I'm not trying to freak you out, Taurus, but this is what Spirit is showing me. This is the inverse of everything you've just been through. Because some of you have been gang stalked. I almost said the R word. You know, some of you could have dealt with some sort of violence in the past. Gang R word I'm getting for some here. I don't know why that would be, but what I'm seeing here is like it's group stuff. It's big groups coming up against you, doing things that you don't want. Like it's unwanted attention or it's unwanted criticism or opinions or all up in your space or pushing past your boundaries. Now, this is what I'm seeing. Everything is about to flip where it's still going to be all of that energy, that amount of attention, but it's turning positive. As opposed to it being like kids coming on your lawn and throwing a bag of shit at it. This is kids lining up on your lawn because I'm seeing like a mother bringing her child who's sick to your home to heal this child. I'm seeing people coming to you asking for dream interpretation. I'm seeing a dream catcher, that sort of motif. I'm seeing like I'm hearing chimes and flutes and I'm seeing feathers and it's kind of native here. You could have like Native American roots. I'm hearing unbeknownst to you for some of you here. Regardless, this is what I'm seeing. The same energy that came against you that was unwanted, I'm seeing something about your heart softening because you understand that you're moving into a new phase. These are like your golden years. Again, even if you're young, it's almost as if you are 80 years old in wisdom. I'm seeing an owl and people, they want what you have to offer here, Taurus. They want to understand how you do what you do. What do you know? I'm seeing some of you like teaching. It's in different capacities. I'm seeing some of you in a more sterile environment, like you have an earpiece on with a microphone and you're walking back and forth and you have a little clicker and you're giving like a presentation, like you're going, and I mean, people like Dolores Cannon did that and she was out there, right? I love Dolores, but I'm pretty sure she left her work to her daughter. So her daughter has taken over the work. But I'm just saying people that you would consider kind of more fringe or, you know, kind of withheld from society. I'm seeing this, something is rising in you, Taurus, or it will down the line, because this is timeless For some of you, this is like 20 years from now that you're going to grow into this. But for others, this will resonate if you already know that this is who you are and this is a natural progression of things. Even if you are older, I mean, you could be like 80 years old and you're like, what am I going to do? Open up a home practice? Yes. That's what Spirit's showing. And you would resonate with that. But I'm seeing some of you, your card readers, I'm seeing like oracle cards. Some of you are more in like, again, it's more of like a sterile environment. I'm using that on purpose. It's stringent and sterile versus wildflower, overgrown, out in the prairie with the herbs and the animals. It's like academia versus shamanism, and I'm seeing you kind of mixing both of those somehow. I don't know, and it's fabulous. So let's get into this, Taurus. Card number 1 is the 5 of Cups. These are the people coming to you. Many of them are sad. Many of them don't know what to do next. I'm seeing this as a cry for help. Those kids that were kind of harassing you on your property, I'm seeing it like the kid who was holding the bag of poop. When he stepped onto the property, it's like the fear of God entered him. Like you have a lot of power, Taurus. But I'm seeing you as this kind of meek older woman that doesn't necessarily showcase that in the way that the energy is coming across. You could be religious, you don't have to be. I'm seeing something about the power of storms. I'm seeing raging seas. I'm seeing winds, thunder and lightning and hurricanes and tornadoes. There's something about the power of storms. It's like you can harness the power of the storm. And that's also an analogy. People that are going through these inner storms, you can teach them how to harness that power, harness their inner strength, their inner power. You're an alchemist, Taurus. You take one thing and you turn it into another that's beneficial. Now, 5 of Cups, this is, it can be depression, it can be sadness, grief, and sorrow. So I'm seeing you take a specific approach with some of these people, where it's a very soft approach. You help people move through things. And you might not be a practitioner of any kind. This could even just be in your personal life, Taurus. But it's funny because I'm seeing it like... I'm seeing almost an overwhelming response to you where you kind of have to make something official because it's called for. It's like supply and demand. Card number 2, we have the Page of Wands. See, there's those kids. I'm seeing this as, those commercials with all the happy kids and they're all singing and they're all dancing and they're happy and they're talking about some like charity organization or something like that. I'm seeing kind of a disturbing version of that, like the dark side of that. Remember how I was talking about before the inverse, how there was the humiliation and the harassment and all that? And then that same energy turning around, it's that storm energy. It's the ability to flip things. And you don't even do it consciously for a lot of you. Flipping it to where you become world renowned instead of it being like, who's that weird old lady down the street that never comes out of the house? It's that mystique. It's kind of like, I'm thinking of a movie where there was an older woman who was a famous painter and she like didn't leave the house, and there was a young girl that came to like help her on the property, and she ended up understanding who this woman really was, and she was like world renowned. She was famous. I can't think of what the movie is. If some of you remember it, let me know. There's stories like that, right? I'm seeing something like that where maybe even for some of you, this is you with the Five of Cups, or this was you, or there's a side of you here that's gone through a lot of sadness, a lot of sorrow, a lot of grief. And I'm almost seeing like a kid come into your home and like brighten up the place. For some of you, this is very trippy stuff, but I'm just going to say it. For some of you, this Page of Wands is a new version of you that you're birthing out of some sort of deep sadness and sorrow that was within you. You could have gone through a loss. You could have experienced something that made you feel kind of like, I just want to close the curtains. And there's something here about birthing this creative child where it's like you're getting a second wind, a third wind, a fourth wind, and I'm seeing you like sitting out in the backyard with a big easel and all of your paints, and you're like painting. I'm seeing a willow tree, like you're painting the willow tree. Now, for some of you, this is actually an outside person or people representing the children coming to you for wisdom. These could be full-grown people excitedly coming towards you, wondering how you've done what you've done, how you are who you are. Some of you are teachers. And to me, teachers are an interesting breed because I come from a long line of teachers. They're not necessarily one size fits all. They're not just holding a book and teaching a class. Teachers can be very unconventional. I'm seeing you kind of as like a wacky art teacher archetype with the bright clothes and, you know, the wild hair, the gray hair, with the big bold glasses and stuff like that. And yet this is the irony. You may even feel kind of like blasé. You may feel kind of monochrome, but you're attracting all of this light, all of this young, I'm not trying to sound weird by saying this young energy. I'm saying like, I don't know. There's a lot of weird stuff out there, especially on TikTok and everything. So I gotta be careful what I say. But yeah, it's this vibrant energy. They're looking at you like you are the sun itself, but you could feel like you're in a gray day. Because there's an aspect of you that's still this Page of Wands, and that's what's drawing them in. And it's kind of like the more this energy is around you, the more you remember. Card number 3, the Strength card. Leo energy, the 5th house. This is everything that I was talking about here with that vibrancy, that I'm even seeing like a bunch of kids in that same backyard with the willow tree building a stage over the summer. Like they're building a stage by hand and hanging these big curtains, and they're putting on this big production. I always think of Leo as like the arts, theater, the dramatics, right? And it's like they're putting on this performance for you. And it's reminding you of everything that you could have felt like you've lost. That childlike nature. Maybe you just had to be so strong, Taurus, that sometimes in just maintaining that strength, it takes so much out of us that we find it easier to kind of just retreat from the world, even if you are still part of, everyday life and society, and it's not as extreme as being like a hedge witch or a hermit. Some of you, it might be that. You could even have just been in a time of hermit mode, and there's something here that is sparking within you. And this could all even be a metaphor for this performance of all of these kids wearing these colorful outfits and wigs and instruments and props, and I'm even seeing some of them like bring their dog over and put like a hat on the dog, and it's just really silly and fun. And I'm seeing the whole neighborhood gathering in your backyard, and you're kind of, it feels like I've been alone for a long time, and now all of a sudden it's like a block party, and I'm seeing like somebody uncovering your old grill in the backyard, and they're flipping burgers and hot dogs, and I'm seeing the ice cream man pull up, and everybody's bringing these big like amps, and the sound is coming out loud, and there's all these people here, and there's a popcorn machine, and you're just kind of standing on the porch, just looking at everything, just quietly and just observing. So let's clarify these, Taurus, because I feel like there's a side of you that really likes this. Yeah, I know. You know, the fact that we had Uranus in Taurus, Taurus really likes things to be the same a lot of the time, right? Uranus is like the opposite of that. So we had Uranus in Taurus for a long time, and now it's moving out. It's transitioned out. But that really could have shaken things up for a lot of us Tauruses. Again, even if, if you're watching this and you're not a Taurus sun, moon, and rising, we all have Taurus in our charts, and we're all affected by every zodiac sign and transit. So let's start with this 5 of Cups. Let's clarify. The 5 of Cups for Taurus. The Sun. The Sun with the King of Wands. My cards are all flipped over. Remember how I talked about somebody like took a bribe or something like that? I'm hearing, let's take her light away. With the High Priestess in the reverse. I'm just going to quickly ask about that. Who is that High Priestess in the reverse? Who is that? I'm hearing an old arch nemesis. I'm seeing like 2 older witches. Where it's like that origin story, like many years ago, they were sisters or they were friends, and yeah, with the devil. There's something going on with this here. I mean, this literally could be your sister, right? Pisces energy with Leo and Saturn, fixed signs, Aquarius, Scorpio, Taurus, and Leo. Who is this High Priestess in the reverse with the devil, please? So I feel like for some of you, it's like she sent her kids to come and like throw eggs at your house and like toilet paper at your house. That's so weird. Yeah, Queen of Cups. This is somebody close to you. This is like a sister. Even if it's not your blood sister, this could be somebody who is a witch like you, or a seer or a shaman, somebody who works in the water, so to speak. I feel like they were jealous of your work. They compare themselves to you. They look at all of their flaws and compare it up against your work with the Eight of Pentacles. So, yeah, you were already dealing with some sort of grief here. And I feel like their gift to you was to torpedo your house. There's going to be justice on that. That will balance out. And I feel like part of this balance is the reversal that we're talking about in this reading. But it's just interesting that I am seeing an actual person come through. For some here, like I said, they used you as some sort of a like cult initiation, like hazing thing because you were looked at as such a powerful sorcerer or some sort of seer or like old witch or whatever, that they used you to initiate this kid. But for some of you that's a totally separate thing, and this could even be part of the sorrow here. Who is this high priestess in the reverse, please? With the Queen of Cups. See, that's what's weird about it. It's like this is somebody close, somebody that knows you, that knows your ins and outs. Or they claim to, I'm hearing. The Star. And it fell right on top of this Leo energy with the Five of Cups at the bottom of the deck. This person compares themselves to you. We have Aquarius, Leo, and Pisces. Those signs could resonate. Yeah, it's like they torpedoed your house and presented it as some sort of a gift. Like they could have even been like, "Here's my 2 cents. This is my constructive criticism." But it was like it came through as like friendly advice or something, but actually they were like arrows. And that could be part of the reason why you kind of went into hiding to begin with, because you were tired of dealing with these competitors. I'm hearing, I just want to practice in peace. I just want to connect. It's very shaman again. I'm feeling like a very shamanistic feeling where you just want to be able to practice your sacred practice in peace and without having all of this weird like comparison going on and like people taking your work personally and like comparing against themselves and stuff. Tell us more about this high priestess in the reverse with the star. The Ace of Pentacles. For some, they tried to just in general like use you to make money. I'm seeing you being very... Things are very sacred to you, Taurus. And you're kind of secretive as well. Yeah, we have the Justice card here. There's something changing in a dynamic where you could have kind of hidden yourself away. You could have even possibly been in hermit mode for a time because you got tired of people trying to milk you for your gifts. Or I'm seeing you are trying to keep things sacred and real and authentic. And I'm seeing like, it's a really funny example. I'm seeing a group of people barge into your like beautiful little home where everything is like set up perfectly, like all the little tchotchkes and stuff are all in their perfect place. I'm seeing like a little crystal ball on a little table with all of your cards. They're perfectly aligned. It's all like in order and stuff. Beautiful home, very Taurian. It just, everything has its place. Everything's beautiful. There's fresh flowers. And I'm seeing all of these people come in and they're like marketers. They're like, okay, we're going to do this and we're going to do that. And she's going to wear this outfit. And I'm seeing them come in with all of this, like they're powdering your face and the powder's going everywhere and there's lights in your face. And I'm seeing you just be like, you know what? I shouldn't have said yes to this. I'm going to have to ask you to leave. I'm seeing something, I mean, this could even be someone kind of well known here with the High Priestess in the reverse with the star and the Ace of Pentacles, like, oh, I have a great opportunity for you. Like, all you've got to do is do this and that, and your work is going to be recognized worldwide, and your work would have been recognized worldwide anyways. But there's something here where I feel you kind of I'm hearing shut in. I'm hearing people talk about you that way, Taurus. But that's not the case. You were protecting this precious heirloom. So I'm going to leave that to the side. And let's clarify this Five of Cups. Those are big energies. The Hierophant and the Justice card. This is like people in high places. I'm hearing the time is now. Like they're stepping in, judgment. Eight of Cups. You could have retreated and just thought, you know what? I'm so much happier this way. I'm able to just practice in peace and just live my little life. You could have there could have been a period of time where you thought you were going to be like world renowned, for example. You could have kind of pulled all of that back and been like, you know what? I'm happy just living my little life. I'm hearing that. So you could have retreated and thought, you know, that's what this is going to be. But I'm seeing right when you settled into that reality of like, oh, you know, I'm just going to live my little life. I'm seeing all of these, like the Hierophant, the Justice, the Judgment card, like coming in and calling you up into your position that you will be in. I'm hearing for the next 40 years. So, you know, age is relative, right? But it's something about like decades. Yeah. I just keep hearing world renowned, which is, that's some big stuff, Taurus. So let's look at this Five of Cups. Excuse me. The Seven of Cups flipping out in the reverse on top of the Strength card. What am I hearing? It's such an old song. It sounds like a record player. It's about like the meatball covered with cheese. Was nothing but mush. Somebody let me know what that's from. I heard it when I was a kid on like Barney or something. Something all covered with cheese. I don't know why that's coming through. I haven't thought of that, you know, in like 20 years or something. And you might be thinking that. With these fives, you could be even feeling a little bit sad right now because you're like, I just got settled in my reality where I kind of am like a loner, separate from society, and now there's all this chaos. But what I'm getting, Taurus, is it's not chaos for the sake of chaos. It's those storms that are meant to be transmuted. Yeah, I feel like for some of you, you kind of are in a time of, I don't want to call it mourning, but just, it's like you stopped kind of hoping for something you had been hoping for a long time. For some of you, it's a person even. Like, you know, maybe you figure like, well, you know, it's better for me kind of just to, I'm hearing, be an old widow. And for some of you, you're not like of that age. Some of you are way younger, but you could even have this mindset now where you're like, you know what? Maybe it's better for me just to have my little life. I keep hearing that. But what is this 7 of Cups in the reverse here? It's kind of like I gave up on that dream because the 7 of Cups can be about dreams, right? And I'm seeing you kind of just, you know, I'm seeing you kind of put it like a book in a bookshelf and just put it away. Yeah, 3 of Swords, but you were forced into that position, remember? Like I said, you could have been like gang stalked, you could have been harassed or abused, or people could have broken your heart again and again and again, and it kind of forced you into a position where you kind of put yourself away. For some of you, I'm seeing somebody wanted to they wanted to put you away, and it's this person here. They wanted you to look crazy. Because for some of you, you're like a powerful channeler, and I'm seeing you channeling all of these like high level beings and stuff like that. And this person's like, they're crazy, they're crazy, they're crazy. And yet, with the 7 of Pentacles and the 8 of Pentacles with the star, they were comparing their work directly to yours. So they were trying to convince people that you were crazy or too out there or something like that, or false. I'm hearing false prophet, false prophet. So for some of you, this is in a religious context, not for everybody. But it's this person, they wanted you to look crazy so that they could take your position. I'm seeing that. They wanted to have you put away. And the only way that you were put away was you put yourself away in your house, in your beautiful little life with your garden and everything. That you weren't put away down at the funny farm. You put yourself away. You took yourself out of the race respectfully. And this person, it's like, but they're still not successful. They're still, and I'm not trying to be rude, Taurus. I'm just saying it's like they thought that by taking you out of the running for something, whatever that means, it's a big fucking world. I don't know why people think this way. It's a big world. There's a place for everybody. But this person could have thought, like, if I could just prove to everybody that I'm better than Taurus, then I'll be better than Taurus. But it kind of seems like they're just stagnating. We'll see if we get anything else on that. But I am feeling an energy that's a direct opposer to you. I'm hearing poser, like they're a poser, because they are in the reverse. I'm seeing them with all of the same doohickeys that you have. They have the crystal ball, they have the cards, they have the feathers, they have the singing sound bowls and everything. But for some of you, this person's like an animal communicator or something, or you are, and they tried to copy that or whatever. I'm seeing them with a cameraman. Like, it's like this person wants to be famous for their gifts, and I feel like you were known effortlessly. You wanted to keep things sacred. This person wanted to monetize those things. And I mean, I monetize my stuff, right? I charge for my readings. I'm not saying I'm some Mother Mary out here that just lays my hands on the sick for free. God actually taught me that. I used to give away everything for years and years and years when I was a minister. I used to spend like 9 hours a day responding to emails for free, to the point where I got so burnt out that I felt like I had to understand, speaking of that 6 of Pentacles, and this took like 6 to 8 years of my higher power teaching me about the law of reciprocity. So there is a balance to this. The sacredness, it's being respected by there being compensation for an actual gift. Like this could even be, you could be an astrologer with the star, right? If you put in 3 hours of effort studying somebody's birth chart and then coming back with a birth chart report for that person, that's something that should be compensated. So that's a message for somebody. So I'm not saying that this high priestess in the reverse, there's anything wrong for her wanting to charge for her skills, but she wants to be famous. How do I say this? Because there's nothing wrong with being seen or known or understood or being famous for your gifts with the star, because for some of you, you are like healers, and that is a very sacred craft. But this person has the wrong view of it. It's like they're trying to copy you. Like, you're just naturally who you are, and you get attention for that, to the point that you could have even had to hide away because you didn't want to get that attention on you anymore, because maybe it was becoming even negative. This person's jealous of that, or they were, that you get so much attention naturally. I'm stuttering now. It's like it makes them stutter. They hate this, Taurus. For some of you, this person doesn't even have like the gifts that they claim to have, with the High Priestess in the reverse. And so that's part of the reason why they're not becoming famous for it, because it's like they're trying to become famous for it, where it kind of just naturally happened. Anyways, I'm going to get off of that. Can I get one more in the 5 of Cups with the 7 of Cups in the reverse? A lot of cups. So this is all the emotions. Excuse me, confirmation. How you feel about things. Okay. Remember we had this guy before with the 6 of Pentacles and the Sun, and it was something like, let's take Taurus's light. For some of you, this person orchestrated, they like paid a group of people. I'm seeing them like speaking Spanish to like a bunch of like young kind of like teens. Somebody could live in California. I'm seeing a bunch of like younger people pulling up in a pickup truck, and this like white woman using like Google Translate is like speaking to these like kids. Yeah, these could be the kids that hazed your house, or whatever. It's like she paid them. This could be all metaphorical, right? This could be in the spirit realm, to take your light. I don't know what that means. What do you mean by like what? Yeah, they had a plan. Somebody had a plan to end you. To take your light. Oh, that's what they mean. They mean just, because I was looking at it as some sort of like energy siphoning. I think it was just like they were trying to make you feel terrible about yourself, like you're some old hag, that you're getting like humiliated in the neighborhood and stuff, and this person's just like laughing and stuff. But little did this person know that you kind of already were in like a sad period and had kind of given up on your dream and stuff. Given up. It's not necessarily so dramatic, like, oh, I'm done with this, I'm never doing this again. It was more just, you, like I said before, you kind of just, maybe you hung up your hat and were just like, you know what, I'm happy where I am. You could have even been processing grief, like you kind of wanted to be alone. Like for me, with the death card, my brother died, and the last few years since he died, like I haven't really been like the same. Like I personally have been keeping a lot more to myself. So maybe some of you Tauruses feel the same way as well. But yeah, it's like and it's a group effort here with the Empress too. It's like they wanted to get people together to balance the scales, because in their mind, it's not fair that you get what you get. But what are they trying to end? It's like, it's kind of like kicking somebody while they're down. I'm seeing that. So let's move forward. Because yeah, for some of you, this person literally paid or bribed or whatever for some sort of like act with the King of Wands, Page of Wands, to kick you while you're down, whatever that means to you. And this could even be energetic. All right, let's look at this Page of Wands. Page of Wands for Taurus. This feels like getting back on the horse. It's like there's something that's going to spark this passion in you again, and it's going to start out small, but before you know it, it's going to become like a roaring lion within you where you feel like I can't stay silent. I Some of you are going to write books, you're going to speak, you're going to teach others how to be like a healer. I'm seeing like all different sorts of crystals. This could be Reiki. I'm seeing like just all different sorts of like ancient medicinal herbology, and it's very healer. It's healer stuff, right? Some of you are like giving lessons or something. Like it starts off with a kid coming to your house. This could be a metaphor. This could be over Zoom or something, right? And some of you aren't going to want that, but this is what this message is. Like, you still have a calling here, but sometimes we don't want to, like, take that book down from the shelf quite yet when we are kind of going through maybe a darker period. I mean, the last few years, like my guide's just talking to me about all the things that I've always known that I was called to do with the judgment card, but there's been a side of me that's just been, I've been silently grieving my brother's death and my no contact with all of my family on both sides. Just I'm a completely different person. I used to be a Christian minister, now I'm a public witch. You know what I'm saying? It's like a total it's a lot, and maybe not everybody has had the exact same experience, but it's something like that. And again, it kind of goes back to that Uranus and Taurus sort of vibe. That's a big shakeup, and that can change who we are, or that can bring up old stuff or what have you. Yeah, old stuff. Six of Cups. So let's look at this Page of Wands, please, for Taurus. This reading feels so good to me. It feels so soothing. I feel like I'm being healed as the words are coming out of my mouth. We have the Ten of Swords with the Six of Cups. What is this Ten of Swords with the Page of Wands? The Nine of Wands. Yeah. It's that feeling I was talking about. Where when you were more enthusiastic, I mean, you could have literally gone through the loss of someone or something very dear to you. I'm seeing a gold locket, a heart gold locket with pictures inside, and they're black and white. So, this could even be something that happened a long time ago. Something here has caused you to be very cautious and closed off, where before, when you were possibly younger, again, guys, I'm not saying everybody here is in their 80s. I'm saying this is how we feel inside, like the energy of this message. It's like when we were more enthusiastic, it's like so much happened that it kind of makes you feel like I don't really want to put myself out there like that anymore. And there's that sacred element coming up again, where it's just like, it's like you don't want to put this stuff on social media. You don't want to just kind of be like everybody else. I mean, that's very Aquarius, right? See, you're here to be a disruptor, Taurus. You're here to take everything that we experienced during Uranus and Taurus and bring that to the surface, Taurus style. Because Taurus is where we are like 40-year folks, right? We do something for like 40 years. We're thinking long term, and we are the ones who kind of keep things sacred. That word keeps coming through. And there's something here about you being the one to remind people of that. And it's not to be coy. Six of Pentacles, Ace of Pentacles, Spirit wants you to be paid and paid well. I'm hearing that. I'm seeing something about like a $700 session. So yeah, like this is the sort of thing where it's like you're paid $700 an hour. That's, you know what I'm saying? That's, yeah, for your work. For some of you, something happened with a lover, or this is that family member with the King of Cups, or a group of family members, because we had the Queen of Cups, remember? This Seven of Swords with the King of Cups, Two of Cups with the Eight of Pentacles. All of this was surrounding your craft. This was all hatred and jealousy coming from either family or a partner, both for some. We have Scorpio and Capricorn energy here with the Four of Wands. For some of you could have actually, I said widow earlier. Some of you could have had a partner die, or a close friend, or, family member pass. This is a really deep message, but for some of you, you're like psychic mediums. There's something about you watching the transition of like this person that died, and they're like being reincarnated within your lifetime. That's a crazy message, but I'm just going to leave that there. All right, with the Strength card, Taurus, we're going to end on this. I hope you've enjoyed this reading. Strength card. Something's going to begin to roar in you, Taurus. Something's going to change inside. Something's going to soften in your heart. Remember, it's something about like a kid looking up at you like, wow, how did you do that? And something gets like sparked in you again. It's like, I'm getting emotional because this is, it's very powerful work, Taurus, and you can really, really change a lot of lives here. Again, I'm hearing world renowned. So there's something here about something softens, and all of the grief from all the shit that's happened, it's like you're coming out of retirement or something, even if you're like 24. Strength card, King of Cups. What is this King of Cups with the Knight of Cups? Some of you might meet a counterpart here. Someone might even come to you like asking for, I'm hearing, I'd love to pick your brain. Yeah, with the Nine of Cups and the Ace of Cups, I feel like this is a love interest. But for some of you, this is like I'm hearing bosom buddy. Remember on Anne of Green Gables? I think her close friend with the long black hair, I think her name is Diana. I grew up watching that, and I loved Anne of Green Gables. I used to watch those so many times. Someone is captivated by your work. I'm hearing by your workings. So some of you could perform like certain workings, like witchy shit, right? But I'm also hearing like the way your mind works, the way you have an admirer here. It's like as they're seeing you in your glory, I'm hearing I couldn't help it. I couldn't help but come towards you. Tell us about this person here. Nine of Pentacles. I'm hearing I want to take you out. But it's that reverse again. It's not I want to take you out. Like I want to take you out. Like fighting words. Like I want to take you out. It's like that, but it's I'd love to take you out this evening. See, the energy is completely flipped. It's like the same intensity though. The intensity remains. I'm seeing like, when there's a heat storm and you see that lightning in the sky, and it's faint, it's in the distance, and it's all humid outside. It's like there's something about you that really like captivates someone. Like they look at you and they find you to be very appealing. I'm seeing them take a bite of a peach, and there's like a piece of peach juice like dribbling down their face while they're looking at you. All right. In closing, anything else? In general, just anything else in general. That might get you out of the house. Temperance. Yeah. Sorry, guys. I keep hitting this mic. I still have to get used to it. And I have these long ass nails on and everything. I'm Italian hands smacking everything. I'm seeing something about you can still have the peace that you have when you're alone and still bring your craft to the world. It's not going to be stolen away from you this time because you've understood something. You've seen something clearly. I feel like for some of you, the thing that pushed you into this kind of seclusion, there's something shocking about all of this stuff with the High Priestess in the reverse and the Ten of Cups and all that. It's like people that you thought would like support you and love you and think you were amazing and think the work you were doing was life-changing and world changing and everything. There's something about it that was so heartbreaking to find out that these people compared themselves to you where they were fake friends or fake family members. It's like it broke your heart so bad that it kind of like took you out of the game, man. I mean, I personally identify with that, and I know other people do too because I read your comments. But it's coming through specifically for Taurus. So there's something about it where it's like you can't unsee what you saw. You understand the world in a different way, even if it is kind of a, it's kind of a grim reality, but there's something about it where you've become an alchemist. Remember I said that earlier where I was talking about learning how to alchemize a storm, take a storm and turn it into something else, turn it into raw power with the strength card. We have Sagittarius, Leo, Pisces, and Aquarius on the board if you're curious. But it's like the same thing isn't going to happen this time if you choose to kind of come out of this hibernation time. I'm seeing a bear. It's like this was only meant to be for a season, Taurus. My nose is itchy. Confirmation. You have angels guiding you as you kind of emerge back out into the world again, and you will be able to transmute anything that comes towards you now. Like you've become an alchemist, you've become a master alchemist as well as a master at the craft that you already have. You needed this tool in your arsenal, I'm getting. Like you had to learn how to do this. So this whole thing has been a blessing in disguise because a lot of shady stuff happens out here. Stuff that would break our hearts, things that we wouldn't expect. So this was kind of all part of it. We've had to learn how to work with the energy, negative or positive, and turn it into something beneficial. So I love you, Taurus. It's been Missy Gordon, the Metamystic here. I hope you have enjoyed your reading. Remember, feel free to watch any of the zodiac signs coming up. They really will apply to a lot of different people, but I feel like, if it is your sun, moon, and rising, it will just be more potent and more like pinpoint. So I love you, Taurus. Remember, you can always listen to the Metamystic Show on Spotify and Apple Podcasts every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 9 a.m. EST, as well as on my YouTube channel at The Metamystic. Remember, I put out daily short little readings, 3-minute readings every single day on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube at The Metamystic if you're interested in seeing me every day. If you want to book a personal, my info is down below. Feel free to send me an email if you'd like to book a reading. At this time, I have readings back within 5 days. That may change, because I've been way busier. But as of now, it's within 5 days. So get them while they're hot. No, I love doing my personal readings. I've had so many amazing experiences. I think about I would love to use some of you guys as case studies because there's been and of course I would ask permission. But I'm just saying there's been so many amazing readings that I've done for people that it's changed me. So I love reading for you guys. So feel free to come on down anytime. And thank you to those who donate to support the show. I love you, and I'll see you on the next one.